Hello, everyone.
Aloha, everybody. We are very excited to be here to talk about everything you want to talk about. And, I should hold it the right way. The winner of the Protein Sparing Modified Fast Cookbook her name is Paula. She's actually one of our certified keto coaches. She's on Instagram. Now I forgot her name, but her name's Paula. She's fantastic. I will tag her in this. So remember, if you share these videos with people, you could win the Protein Sparing Modified Fast Cookbook. It's been a busy week. It was my birthday, and the present I got from my son Micah was this whale tail necklace. I miss the whales already. It'll be my good luck charm when I'm out on the paddleboard. So thank you to everybody about the nice birthday wishes that you sent. On my birthday, the coolest thing that happened was a director who does Netflix shows called me. And it's official. I'm gonna go to Costa Rica and be on his Netflix show. It's not just about diet. It's about lifestyle. It's about yoga. It's about travel. And cooking too. So it's kind of like an all-encompassing, really interesting show. His son has type 1 diabetes, and so I'll be working with his son as well as some other people, coaching them through health, as well as hiking in the rainforest and doing cool things like that. So that was the coolest birthday present I got, was to get to be on Netflix. I mean, how cool is that? Take that, Halle Berry. Just kidding. So ask your questions. We want to help you out. If you want to give a super sticker, that would be really cool too, right, Craig?
Yeah, we really appreciate any support, any super stickers or
All
super
I did
chats.
was work on my birthday. Maybe we'll use a super sticker to go to dinner or something.
There you go. Let's see. My 30-year-old son battles with anxiety and depression. Do I advise him to see a doctor for meds, or can just supplement with him?
Well, I don't want to undermine depression or anxiety, because it's something serious you want to attack from all different directions. We sadly had a nephew commit suicide over the COVID, and I would also see a therapist, but there's natural supplements. Food is healing, especially with anxiety. Get rid of all caffeine. I mean, nobody likes to get rid of the coffee, but caffeine, aggravates anxiety. Magnesium's very calming, and everybody's magnesium deficient. So as well as adding in some natural supplements, I would go to a therapist and, start with that.
Yeah, we always work in combination with the doctors in those situations to make sure you're doing the right thing there.
I'm sorry to have him deal with that.
The strict keto, can you read that one?
The strict keto or carnivore program that the Emmerichs teach, theirs is different from others, will absolutely help your son. It's helped so many with severe depression and anxiety. Thank you, Trisha. And we would be honored to work with him one-on-one. I just don't want to undermine anything without knowing the situation more. But thank you, sweetheart.
Good morning.
I'm so happy I found you guys. Since the end of July, I have been using your cookbooks, Protein Sparing Modified Fast, and I've lost 20 pounds, but I can't sleep. I'm taking L-tryptophan and magnesium. Any suggestions? Michelle, it's usually low progesterone. As women, as we lose weight, and even just environmental factors can cause you to have low progesterone. And that's where you can fall asleep, but you can't stay asleep. So I would do a personalized supplement plan. The sleep supplement plan for women will really help with that. There's some natural things that you can add in to help with that sleep. But way to go, honey.
Your new book is phenomenal.
I do not have children, but it's right up my alley with fun foods. Anyway, congrats on your news. I had to share my joy of your new book. So Jana, you are awesome. If you can, write a review on Amazon, because somebody gave it 1 star. They said it was a terrible book. So if you like it, give it a 5-star. If you don't like it, don't give it any stars. But if you love it, give it 5 stars. Thank you very much for your support.
Let's see.
Hi, Marie and Craig. Is there any way to make your protein sparing?
A Vitamix, I think she means. Immersion blender.
You can use a hand mixer.
A hand mixer will work, but
I didn't have a stand mixer at our place in Hawaii. We do now, but I used a hand mixer. It takes a really long time, but it works. David,
when falling off the wagon, does it make sense to hold off on protein sparing and reintroduce with higher fat to kickstart fat burn?
No.
No, I don't think you need to introduce higher fat, but you don't have to do protein sparing right from the beginning either. I would just go to regular keto weight loss macros,
But
and
here's why
you'll do
people
fine.
love protein sparing the books during the holidays, because instead of gaining that 15 pounds from Halloween to New Year's, if you fell off the wagon and you do a couple protein sparing modified fast days in between those falling off the wagon, you're probably not going to gain weight. That's true.
And then the part about giving money on YouTube, there's an option for
Oh.
super chat or super sticker, and when you give those, you can donate to
Thank you.
us, and we really appreciate that. Let's see. Cellulite.
What can you tell us about the effects of keto on cellulite? Is there anything I can do? So cellulite is overstuffed fat cells. If you shrink the fat cells, it will go away. But I
Get your
would
macros
get
right.
your macros right. And we have a free macro calculator. If you go to ketomaria.com, you'll find it there. But get your macros right, do some protein sparing modified fast days, and it will work.
Hey, Autumn.
Hey, Autumn! Maria's personal health assessment saved my from my anxiety and poor sleep. Well, thank you, Autumn. You are a rock star. I know you are doing awesome. And yeah, Autumn's great. So thank you. My husband is eating low carb and is researching probiotics. Any recommendations? Absolutely. I would go to, we have a link, a special link.
I'll put it below.
It's just Thrive, but I have a discount code to save quite a bit of money because probiotics are expensive. And this Just Thrive also has, if you're prone to a lot of urinary tract infections, a special one for that. And they even have one for dogs.
Hit her goal, 85 to 145.
Way to
awesome.
go. Send us a before after photo, Sky, so we can inspire other people to join along with you.
Love it. I'll go review.
Thank you, Jana. You're awesome.
Definitely helps. So we very much appreciate it. And Judy, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it.
How about this one? Have you used Keto Chow in any of your recipes? No, I have not. If you know me at all, I don't recommend whey protein. However,
and we don't recommend sucralose.
Right. However, we are working one-on-one with Keto Chow, and they are going to help make a formula for the protein-sparing modified fast bread. They're making an egg white protein, and they will not use sucralose in the ones made for my recipes. So watch it. I love that. They're very nice people. I'm looking forward to working with them.
How do you store the bread? Oh.
Well, I slice it once it's completely cool, and I put it in a Ziploc, and then I freeze it, some of it, and I keep some of it in the fridge. But make sure it's like in a Ziploc.
What if melatonin patch doesn't work to help you fall asleep? I tried the sleep supplement plan. Yeah, there's a lot more than just melatonin in there.
The magnesium, and sometimes in rare occasions, magnesium is energizing.
Yeah, so we would have to know more about what exactly is going on.
Yeah, you can email support@keto-adapted.com if you've done that.
Yeah.
He actually did a personal one. You email me. You did it last week. So let's work with that and cut out the caffeine.
Is there a version of training, I assume you mean the coach program, that would not include as much business building? I'd like to just help people in my church. People always seem to listen less without some kind of degree or certification.
Oh, you can still do our coaching program.
Yeah, we don't have a separate option for that, but
there's plenty of people that just take it for themselves and their family.
For education.
For education.
And for others,
so you don't have to get the certification, Cynthia. We would be glad.
Well, she wants a certification. She just doesn't need all the
business building.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we don't have a separate option for that, but the program is very comprehensive. So
do you have concerns about the borage oil and evening primrose oil recommended being oxidative rancid?
Well, it's not an omega-3, that's gonna, be so like PUFAs that are real sensitive to like a fish oil that is easily oxidized by sunlight or whatever. So it's not an omega-3 like that.
It's not. You could use emu oil instead, but you need to use a lot more, and it's much more expensive, and it doesn't seem to work as well. But
let's see. Can iodine deficiency cause a weight loss doll?
Yes, it can. I've been doing everything and seeing barely any results. I've been taking pink salt for years, but never supplement iodine. Yes. However, I would say go dairy free, cut out all the coffee, make sure that you're getting 8 hours of sleep, cut out all the dairy and the nuts. Like I I don't know what right means.
Thank you for your macro calculator. With more protein, I'm not losing my hair anymore. We see that all the time. And my life on your keto advice has been a life changer.
Thank you, Stacy. Stacy, if
Love
you
that.
email us that
testimony.
testimony.
If you have a testimony like that, support at keto-adapted.com. We love hearing all your testimonies. Others. Newbie here. Can you explain keto sparing? I assume you mean protein sparing, and Maria used to call it pure protein days, which is, I think, a much better description. It's basically a day of hitting your protein goal, your same protein goal, or even maybe a little more protein, little to no carbs, and fat of maybe like 30 grams for the day. So that forces the body to tap its own fat for fuel more.
Hand me that. And if you are unsure of what that would look like, we have meal plans and everything in. This is one of them, the Protein Sparing Modified Fast Cookbook, or the Art of Fat Loss. So if you're looking for ideas, I mean, it's really good. It doesn't sound tasty, but there's, like everybody loves the popovers with tuna salad. There's a keto bread sandwich. There's chicken fingers with Carolina barbecue sauce, instant pot or slow cooker shredded pork loin, barbecue shredded pork. Lots of different things here.
So dry skin and constipation on carnivore suggestions.
Salt.
Add more salt.
Yeah.
You're probably dehydrated.
Yeah. And you can't just drink more water. You're just going to wash out more electrolytes. You need something to retain that. And since you're not eating any carbohydrates, hence salt being much more important. And I actually, I was gone last week, so Craig had to take the reign. I was actually at Low Carb San Diego where I spoke, and I sat with Dave Feldman at dinner. That dude takes the salt cap off the salt and basically pours it all over his steak. And that's when he gets enough salt.
Can ghee or butter cause dandruff, skin issues?
Yes, absolutely. Cut that out and add the evening primrose oil or borage oil if you're a man.
Made the protein sparing. I assume the bread for the first time the other day.
Thank you.
I like it. That's awesome.
Good.
Let's see.
Why do you recommend no caffeine? Well, it causes hormonal imbalances. It increases androgens, and too much androgens in a female body is what causes PCOS. It has a lot of mold in it. It's so surprising to me how many testimonies we get day after day after day. People saying, I was stalled and I cut out the coffee like you suggested. And in 1 week, I lost 4 pounds. That was the only thing that I changed. Most people aren't sleeping well. So caffeine will cause poor sleep. It has a lot of mold. It's a drug. It's a drug. It causes dark teeth. Everybody's like, how come your teeth are so white? I was like, well, I don't drink wine, coffee, tea, or soda.
So are you still doing personal consults? Yes. I
did this morning. A man in New Zealand. I was up at 6:30 and he stayed up until, he said 11:30. Mm-hmm. So he was in New Zealand this morning.
Somebody saying, I did the Keto Carnivore certification program, not as a business, just for learning and credibility. Go for it. That's awesome.
Thank you, Trisha. You're awesome.
Let's see. You just popped up on my feed and you have my attention. Would love to do keto successfully. Do you have a book, website?
Yes. So if you go to ketomaria.com, you can find either where I do personal consultations, a support site, or you can find the website with thousands of free recipes, giveaways there. That's mariamindbodyhealth.com. But our keto way is much different than what you're going to read online. This is not excessive amount of fat because most people have enough body fat.
And on that, apparently I've been doing keto all wrong. I followed your books for years and always lost and quit. Currently, I'm on my 5th try and 3 weeks in, 16 pounds lost. Woo! Since listening to your podcast on YouTube, I now understand it so much better. I thought keto was supposed to be lots of fats. Craig on one explanations made me understand how fat works going into the body. Exactly. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward process. Makes so much sense. Only question I have now is I feel a little dizzy when I lie down and small head.
That's low blood pressure. So you probably need to add some more salt and potassium. Always ask your doctor when adding in supplements, but it sounds like low blood pressure. And that happens when you eliminate those carbohydrates. But thank you, sweetie. She should email us that testimony.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll do a 5-star review. Thank you so much.
Shelly.
Oh my gosh. started Progest cream and took in the health assessment, and wow, slept through the right night. The
Awesome,
first
Michelle.
night.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a big one. Another super sticker. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Julie. We appreciate
thank
that.
you. How many grams of magnesium? Okay.
No, sorry, I'm trying to find my place here. Is that one here?
How many milligrams of magnesium to calcium to achieve the 4-to-1 ratio for osteoporosis? Thank you. Well, honestly, calcium supplements are very poorly absorbed. I do not recommend a calcium supplement. I would add 800 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, usually at bedtime, helps with sleep. And then I would go to Ancestral Supplements, which will have a special link because I have a discount code for you. I think it's Maria 10, but I'll give you the link and get their living bone and add that. But more than anything, it's vitamin K2 that's important for bone health.
Says Craig, I've heard here and there how you are feeling. Are you willing to share a bit about how you're doing? Yeah. So I'm doing this new protocol that it actually was developed for COVID long haulers, and it has some pretty good crossover for Lyme. And it's a bit of an experiment. You know, I'm a little bit of an experiment in action. I've tried some things in the protocol that kind of made it worse, but some things definitely have made it better. And so, and I'm also working with our very good friend who is very smart in this area as well.
He's written books about it.
Looking for, he's working with researchers to find some peptides and natural alternatives to what I'm doing right now. Right now I'm doing on some prescriptions. So a lot more to come on that. I've definitely seen a big reduction in my joint pain, which is a real blessing after many years.
Tips to stop self-sabotage. I want to get this one.
Sure.
So Karen says, tips to stop self-sabotage. I'm not eating well, and when you know the proper way to eat. Karen, I couldn't keep it in the house. When I first started, even like the keto things, like the Carb Smart ice cream, this was 15 years ago. There's something called Carb Smart ice cream. It's not low carb, honestly. They use mannitol, which just gives you a bunch of gas. But if it was in the house, it would call my name in the middle of the night, and I would wake up and eat it. And just not having that stuff is the key to success, because it's hard to get off that sugar craving. But once you're off of it, it's really much, much easier. But the things that you're sabotaging yourself on, say it's gummy bears, make my gummy bears. They're going to be different, but you can still have gummy bears. I just made a protein-sparing chocolate souffle yesterday. So if it's chocolate, get rid of the Halloween candy that's already out there and make some of my chocolate stuff, you know? So
I don't understand why we call it full carbs and not net. If you want a perfect two examples, go to any of our Facebook groups, go to the keto group, the 30-day ketogenic cleanse, the carnivore group, or the sugar-free kids group. And there's an example of CGM data and everything of Chalk Zero products and how much they spike the blood sugar, because their fiber that they, get very low net carbs with, soluble corn fiber, spikes blood sugar as much as sugar, but they hide it in fiber. So there's a lot of things that these foods can be hidden in fiber that will still spike blood sugar.
One of our doctor
get much better results.
Dr. Ann tested herself with a Chalk Zero piece of candy versus a Snickers piece of candy, and the Chalk Zero went higher than the Snickers.
Got sick from mold. I was reactive to coffee, and it caused so much pain.
Thanks,
and that's
for
what
sharing,
we see.
John.
We see a lot. So
will eating this way help with menopause symptoms and weight gain? Oh my goodness, you'd be so surprised. Women that thought they'd never lose weight that I help personally. I would do a personalized health assessment to help you to sleep, because I'm guessing you don't sleep. You have a lot of cravings, and that weight gain is really hard, and that will help you. Otherwise, a phone consult would be great.
What can I use to make scrambled eggs instead of butter or ghee? You could use lard, tallow,
beef, like bacon fat. I just have Primal Kitchen avocado spray, and I just spray the pan with that a little bit.
Condiments on pure protein days. Well, our books have lots of
recipes, but like mustard would be one.
Yeah.
Protein is very dry. I have a lot of so chicken breast. I don't like chicken, but I made a tomato basil chicken breast, which has a sauce in it, and people absolutely love it. Happy belated birthday, Maria. Thank you. Hope you had a fabulous week. I started no dairy protein sparing modified fast 3 days in September, down 2.8 pounds this week. Way to go, Suzanne. Thank you for letting us know that.
Can you eliminate fat cells or just shrink them? Mostly, for the most part, you just shrink them. And if you eliminated them,
then you're gonna have
you'd have an even lower fat threshold, and so that would be bad.
So people that get we dealt with this woman who was very rich. Let's say she had a lot of money, and she's like, I'm just gonna get liposuction, and she was already a diabetic. And if she did that, which she might have, because she didn't want to eat different, then she has less fat cells. So they're going to get stuffed even more, causing more insulin resistance. Does that make sense, everybody? So we want to shrink the fat cells rather than get rid of
them. Do you have any articles or a book on menopause or perimenopause?
Well, our book Keto
has some information for sure.
Right there has a whole chapter on hormones and menopause. What's the simplest way to ease into keto? Get rid of all the bread in your house and get rid of all the sugar in your house.
Clean out the pantry, and because if it's not in the house, it's much harder to eat it.
Focus on eating, real healthy proteins.
Got 2 copies of your kids' book.
Thank you. Awesome. Please write a review on Amazon if you like it.
Gelatin not being a complete protein. Yeah, it doesn't have the right amino acids to properly trigger muscle protein synthesis. So you can't really build muscle with it alone. You need some other amino acids that come with like animal proteins.
I've been keto for 3 years, but I need to transition to an autoimmune protocol. I'm freaking out about giving up eggs and dairy. Well, I work with the majority of my phone consults have autoimmune issues, and I make it painless. And eggs, I would say only maybe 5% of those clients need to cut out, but gluten and dairy are definitely triggers. And I have like 4 books that are completely dairy and gluten-free that are really, really delicious. So
greetings from Indonesia.
Hey, I hope to get there someday.
What causes keto rash? Every time I strict keto, 2 weeks in, I get a rash, scalp, chest.
It could be a lot of things.
But it could be detoxing. As you lose body fat, you store toxins in your fat cells as well, and so that gets released, and your body has to detox it. It could also be oxalates. Oxalates are anti-nutrient compounds found in plants, things like nuts and seeds, dark leafy greens, potatoes, etc. And those oxalates build up in the body, and when you eliminate the oxalates from the diet, your body starts to push them out, so you can come out through the skin or wherever.
If you add 1,300 milligrams of evening primrose oil 3 times a day or 4 times a day, it'll go away.
Let's see.
And it's a temporary thing. You're getting rid of that. If you lose your period on keto, what should you do? Add in more protein, and because you might just not be eating enough. And then I would also add in 800 milligrams of chasteberry extract.
Okay, cardiologist told me not to eat salt. Where'd it go? There. Can I still do electrolytes? So everybody needs sodium.
You can die without salt.
You can die without getting enough sodium. I mean, everybody needs some
sodium. If you get rid
sodium.
of carbohydrates, you're not going to retain that excessive.
As long as you go by your body and the symptoms, like if you're having dehydration symptoms, you need more electrolytes. I mean, that's just how the body works. Yep. So gummies don't count towards protein goal. No, you shouldn't have a significant portion of your protein goal for the day coming from collagen. The way I would look at it is either just don't count those protein towards your protein goal, or just make sure you go over by, if there was 10 grams of, protein from collagen, make sure you go over by 10 grams for your day.
Thanks for a lot of info. Best book of yours to start with a newbie?
I think Keto, if you want to understand the lifestyle, Keto is great.
The Complete Guide to Success. And you can find it on Amazon. Or if you like audiobooks, it's read by both Craig and I on Amazon.
Hello from Norway.
Hello. I hope to get there.
Let's see.
I miss traveling a lot.
Started with your early books, but the newer ones have macros and more limitations. Which book is best with the latest info? Keto has got the latest info about the science.
Yes.
our ebooks are awesome for some of the latest recipes and meal plans.
Like the Art of Fat Loss.
So at keto-adapted.com, you can find our ebooks.
And those help us more. Amazon takes all the money.
Let's see.
There's
strong belief in training world. You can't build muscle without carbs. What are your thoughts on this?
Go to Keto Gains.
Yeah, go to Keto Gains. They're friends of ours, and
they just eat meat.
They eat ketogenic and build, bodybuilder level of muscle. So
you will.
Luis Villasenor he's huge, and he doesn't eat any carbs.
Muscles come from amino acids.
Very little carbs.
And amino acids come from protein.
Yeah, as long as you get enough amino acids and you do proper strength training, you can build muscle.
And you should see our kid Micah. He's just nothing but muscle, and he eats basically carnivore.
He's gonna be like Luis if he keeps it up. He's dedicated. How about this one? How
do you handle family members and friends who ridicule and negatively judge this keto lifestyle? I don't talk to him about it. We don't. I mean, Craig's parents, my parents, our brothers and sisters, they don't eat this way. But we don't bring it up. We don't talk about it.
We just push it on anyone. If they want to ask questions,
and you know
we'll
what else,
them,
Michelle? It's about them. It's not about you.
Yeah, if they're giving you a hard time.
Yep. If they're giving you a hard time, it's about them.
Is it hard to figure out macros? Never done that. I went to buy the protein sparing book. So protein sparing book, you don't have to worry about macros. Just follow
the meal plans.
Meal plans.
Otherwise, we have a free calculator at if you go to ketomaria.com, you can follow that to where you'll find the free calculator. But if you want the protein sparing book, that's at keto-adapted.com. I think Craig has the link somewhere for you.
Yeah. Protein sparing on vegan staples? No. You can't get enough protein. You'd get too many carbohydrates.
Too many oxalates.
And you just can't get enough complete protein with a vegan.
Why can't I get rid of my belly fat? I'll help you.
Get the right macros, stick with it, add some strength training, and you'll get there. It just takes time.
Personalized supplement plan too.
Yeah. How about this one?
I'm 44. Go up. I want you to do this one next. That one. I'm 44. What if? Oh, I can't read it. No.
What?
Go back.
Oh, yeah,
I'm 44.
I was on that one.
What if weight is great? Go to that next. Is great through protein, etc. What can I do about loose skin? I'd like to tighten up my skin. Well, the slower you lose it, it's like a rubber band. The slower you lose it, the better it's going to tighten. That's a hard one. I know that there's some
strength training can help too. As you tone up, your skin can tighten up a bit. Mm-hmm. Some of it's just physics with age. If you're over 60 and you got a lot of skin, the odds are it's not going to shrink up. If you're 25, a lot of it can shrink up. So,
hello from Atlanta. Currently doing day 5 of the 30-day cleanse. Love the recipes. Well, thank you, Mission Keto. Awesome. I'm glad you like it.
It's okay to eat processed meats like sausage and lunch meat every day as long as sugar-free. Nitrates are not as the concern they're made out to be. You have more nitrates in your saliva than from any food you're going to eat. It's kind of a silly thing to be worried about nitrates in that context.
So let's talk about Keto Savage as another example of building muscle on keto. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he is.
Let's see. How do you get rid of recurring
styes?
Oh, styes?
Just get rid of the oxalates.
Yeah, it's probably a lot of times those are oxalate dumping. So
as you eliminate the things that have oxalates, you're going to
push them out. So
that's a good thing. Get them out because oxalates are bad. They cause kidney stones.
Lots of problems in the body. So
yes, the book Keto is called Keto: The Complete Guide to Success.
Yeah, just look for our names, Emmerich.
If you search Emmerich, you'll find our books. Maria Emmerich, Craig.
Okay, a couple more here. Risk of being keto too long. Well, 23 years now? I don't think.
Thoughts on carb cycling? You'll just lose a lot of muscle.
Yeah, you lose some muscle. You'll feel pretty crappy for a few days, and we have a post on that, and I'll put a link below about that exact thing.
I just had one, and I thought, I have all your books right here. I have all your books and diagnosed with acid reflux, very bad. There is little I can eat. Please make a book for keto acid reflux. I do. It's called Easy Dairy-Free Ketogenic Recipes or the 30-Day Ketogenic Cleanse, because dairy is not your friend when you have acid reflux. Dairy and gluten will cause acid reflux. I also would add in hydrochloric acid with pepsin and do a personalized supplement plan, because I deal with people with acid reflux all the time. Babies, children. I had a 14-year-old on a phone call yesterday, and I will help you get off of, if you're on acid blockers, you want to get off them. They are not good for you.
Shoot, I just had a good one.
Sorry. Can I add? Oops.
We already did that one. Right here. Where'd it go? There. Can you do protein sparing for more than 3 days? I lost 146 pounds.
Go!
Again, would love to hear your testimony.
Yeah,
if you want
Alice,
to send it
please
to
email us your testimony.
support@keto-adapted.com. For 10 more pounds to lose, I wouldn't ramp up protein sparing days for that. The only situation where we would say to maybe go above 3 days a week,
more than 100,
is if you still had 150 pounds to lose. Okay. Then you can maybe push it to 4 or 5 days and then add a couple overfeeding days. But being that close to your goal, I would not push it like that. I would focus on getting, good weight loss type macros and add some strength training. Strength training builds muscle builds BMR, which means you burn more calories all day long. So that's what you want. And let's see. This keeps jumping on me.
Oh boy.
Moved from Morocco.
Oh.
And starting school, they told special med exception for religious beliefs, so they don't feed kids sad diets. So you have to get a special exception not to feed them the sad diet. Is pretty sad what's served in school these days.
I was just on the phone with my sister, and she works at a school, and they said at breakfast the other day, they served them chocolate cupcakes, muffins, yeah. But they were chocolate muffins with chocolate skim milk or chocolate milk and something else that was chocolate. And I was like, that was their breakfast? How do they expect kids to focus?
That's crazy.
Thank you, government funding.
What are the recommendations or fat macros on regular days? Depends on your situation. And our macro calculator, which you can find over here at ketomaria.com, will give you the targets for all of those.
Is dairy okay if the PE ratio is? No, it does not. Not if you want the results that I get with clients. It's not.
If you really want to focus on weight loss, dairy and nut-free is going to really help you.
Oh, why, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm glad you ran into us. I went dairy a week ago and been having diarrhea. Will this go away? So you probably have, you probably want to add something called Spectrazyme Panax. That's going to help the supplement because you need some digestive enzymes there. After a period of dairy-free because of reactions, is there a possibility to reintroduce it again? I miss dairy. Possibly. I would start with like goat milk, cheese. Start with the softer cheeses, goat, dairy, and then try ghee, and then try butter, and then, try the other things.
Eggs with Hashimoto's, I mean,
it's usually gluten and dairy. If you get rid of gluten and dairy and add in certain supplements, I usually get Hashimoto's into remission.
And if that doesn't do it for you, then possibly eggs could be a trigger, especially if it's an autoimmune Hashimoto's. Mm-hmm. If you're allergic to eggs and you eat them, you could have bad reactions. Yeah. But if you're not allergic to eggs, they're not inflammatory on their own. No. My non-keto
21-year-old
has contracted COVID. What supplement would you? We have a post.
Yep, all about ways to get healthier, including niacin and a couple others. There's a whole post, and we're going to do all the links. Do you want to tell them where they can find the links on?
Below the video. So it's on YouTube. We will go back here, and as soon as this is done, it'll be posted on our channel, and you can get all the links below. I
forgot to add, I don't have a gallbladder. Yes, Crystal, message me. We're doing a personalized supplement plan because
for sure.
You will get better.
Do you eat cheese? Yeah. only our son Micah has a little issue with cheese.
I
The
had
rest
to
of
cut
us-
it out to lose weight, but then
the rest
once
of
I
us
was at my
don't.
weight loss goal, then I slowly added it in. How to
Okay.
lose weight on Hashimoto's? Do a personalized phone consult because I know I will help you. At 70 years old, we have so many testimonies that you will do great.
Oxalates besides spinach. So all nuts and seeds, pretty much all nuts and seeds are going to be high. Things like potatoes, kiwi, any dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, that kind of thing. Those are the big ones that come to mind right away that would be in a keto, possibly in a keto or paleo start.
Do you
type of
recommend
diet.
organ meats? Absolutely. Organ meat is going to give you the most nutrient dense foods. They're the soup. They are the true superfood.
Okay, how about this one? Cashews considered nuts, yes, and it's one of the highest carb nuts.
Has a lot of mold too.
And if you have psoriatic arthritis, I would definitely cut out the nuts, all of them. Could be an issue. A couple more here. Danger of going over 200 grams of protein for a petite female. If you're in maintenance and you're doing that, and it's not all lean protein, if you're getting enough fat for fuel as in maintenance, that's not a problem. No, I wouldn't have any issue with that.
How do we set up a personalized consult? If you go to ketomaria.com, you'll find that information there, Peter, and I look forward to helping.
All right, I think we're going to cut it off there, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and we will be back next week.
We will,
same
because
time.
our trip was canceled.
Yeah,
Hope
bummer.
nobody's in New Orleans. We love you.
Take care, everyone.